Hi, this is John Williams coming to you from my home office in Henderson, Nevada. I'm so glad you're tuning in to this short video presentation. I just thought of something. I think I've said that on every single video I've ever done. Hey, work from home and I'm from Henderson. I guess it works. What I want to do today is I want to talk to you about something that you've probably heard a little bit about, and it's a program that we've been calling Put a Circle on It. Basically, it just means a program that allows people to try our products out first, to have a demonstration and then try the products for a few days so that they can get a feel for what the products are doing for them. It's a really simple idea and it works pretty powerfully for a lot of people. But what I want to do today, I want to show you how it's worked for one of the organizations in my group. And I'm going to go through it pretty much in, well, not in great detail, but I want to tell you a few stories about how I got started and how some of the people have responded. So let me share my screen so that I can see a slide. Okay, I put this slide together very quickly, and I know it looks complicated, but it really isn't. And I think if you follow along with me, you'll begin to understand what we're talking about when we're saying share the good news or put a circle on it. So this all began at the top with a friend of mine named Bill. Now, I've lived in my community for 6 years now, and I really haven't done a lot to share GIA with people here. I really didn't know a lot of people until I started playing pickleball. And even when I started to play, I didn't really let people in on what GIA was all about. But one day, Bill, a friend of mine, asked me if I was ever going to help him with his shoulder. Turns out he had a 7-month problem that was debilitating. I think it was his, I can't remember if it was left or right, I think it was his left shoulder. And he's a truck driver, and it was just brutal for him to drive with his shoulder the way it was. So I was using a smart sleeve circle. I pretty much took a circle. I think I took it off of my knee and I gave it to him and I said, hey, take this home, put it on tonight and see what happens. Well, to make a long story short, Bill's 7-month problem after going to doctors, therapists, chiropractors, the works, went away in 2 days. Now, I have to tell you, I didn't know what was going to happen, and of course neither did he, but we were pretty excited about his results. And so what I did with Bill is I just introduced him to the rest of GIA. I sent him to GIAfreedom.com. He saw a few videos. I added him to my testimonial page so he could see what other people were achieving with our products. And Bill decided to join us as a manager, and he really decided to build an organization. And let me tell you why. See, Bill is, he's like my age, and he's been driving a truck forever, and he would love to retire from that job. So he saw GIA as a possible way to do that. So that's how this all began, this whole idea about putting a circle on it. My friend Todd, he found out what happened to Bill, and we were talking one day about the pendant, and I told him what the pendant had done for me. Actually just told him my story, and he decided he'd like to try one out. So I gave him a pendant to try. And Todd loved it. It didn't take very many days for him to start feeling different. Todd's a flight attendant, and he definitely could feel the difference in the way he felt flying and how he felt afterward. He's also an athlete, and he found himself being able to focus more concentration, and he was doing better in his sport. So Todd decided to join underneath Bill because of the results that he got. Also, Bill, he was excited about the possibilities because if Bill can do something to get out of his job, maybe Todd can build something also. Well, let's go down to Lauren. Now, Lauren was next. And Lauren, she's a stay-at-home mom, and she was having a difficult time with an ankle that she sprained. And so we gave Lauren a smart sleeve ankle wrap and a couple of circles so that she could go on vacation with her family to Disneyland. She went away for a week and a half or something like that, and it worked perfectly. Whenever she wore the ankle sleeve, she was pretty much fine, and any time that she didn't wear it, it didn't work out for her. But she found when she got home that even though after she recovered, she still wanted to wear the ankle sleeve. Hey, ERT, it's energy resonance technology, and you all know what that does to people. And so she was feeling good, and it was working well for her. So Lauren decided to join. She got a pendant, smart sleeves. She also got some circles, a couple of other products that she was excited about. And so Lauren, well, stay-at-home mom, I can't say that she joined because she wanted to build a business, but I think she saw the opportunity here because nobody really knew about GIA yet. Well, then Lauren told Annie, you can see Annie over here on the left, told Annie about the pendant. And so Annie says, well, I want to try it out. So we lent Annie a pendant and a smart sleeve wrist wrap. Annie tried it out, and within minutes, she knew there was something going on. And basically she said, I don't want to give the pendant back, and I don't want to give the wrist wrap back either. So Annie ended up joining us. She became a manager, and she bought all the products, and she loves Gia. She's using all the products now and having a blast. And so Annie joined because she used the products. We also, by the way, we helped people to see a few videos on giafreedom.com, and we also added them all to the 360 page, our testimonial page. Okay, so now we come to Cheryl. So Cheryl heard that Lauren got good results with her ankle and was loving her pendant. So Cheryl wanted to try a few things out. So I gave Cheryl a smart strip circle to try out, and I gave her a few other things. She went to work, wore the smart strip circle, and helped an elbow problem that she had, but she found that she was feeling different at work. She has a tremendously stressful job. She works neonatal ICU at the hospital, and you can imagine what that might be like. And so what she found is by wearing the circle, not only did it help her elbow, wherever she put it, she was feeling a calmness. And the way she described it is that she said that, I think she said something like, while I was wearing it, I felt so much more calmer, and it seemed like everybody else changed. But we all know what happened. And so then she started to use the pendant and really achieved a miracle in a sense from a health point of view. Really, and she'll tell you it was really all about the circle. I can't really tell you all about it because it's kind of medical, but it really changed her. And so then she started to talk to some of her friends about it, and then she told Chris, who's right here, and what she did is she gave Chris a smart sleeve circle to try out. I don't remember what Chris's issue was, but Chris tried the circle, it worked for her, and then she tried the eye water and some of the other products that we have, and she decided to join. She became a manager. And then Chris and Cheryl talked to Alita, another smart circle, put a circle on it. Alita had a knee problem. She put the circle on her knee, and her knee problem pretty much went away, and then she could go back to doing the life that she loves. She works out, and she leads the workout group. And so Alita decided to join, and she became a manager and is now sharing Gia with other people in the exact same way. Chris sponsored just recently Krista, and Krista was really, I think, an eye water situation where they loaned eye water to her. You might have seen Krista's testimonial where she had some issues with scaly skin, I mean seriously scaly skin on her legs, and there's a picture of what it looked like before and what it looked like after. So Krista joined us, and she became a manager. I hope you see a pattern here. Let's see, then Cheryl, here's a good one. So Cheryl has, I believe it's a relative, Melanie, in Windsor, Ontario. And so she sent them, her and her husband, a couple of circles to try out to see if they can get some results. Because Cheryl believes if we can help people get results, they're going to be interested in being a part of Gia, at least from a customer point of view. Well, long story short, they got results from using the circles, and they decided to join us, so they became consultants. And then Sandy, this is a great story. Sandy is another friend of Cheryl's for years. I believe she was in Cheryl's wedding 40 some odd years ago. And they hadn't seen each other in a long time, so Sandy came to town, came to Las Vegas, and they set up to have a dinner here in Las Vegas. Now remember, they haven't seen each other for a long, long time. And so they got together for dinner, and Cheryl knew that Sandy was suffering from a debilitating situation. I don't want to tell you the disease because I don't want to make any medical claims, but it's a progressive thing, and it really changes your life. That's what I'll tell you, and it's really not going to go away. So they got together, and before Cheryl left the house, she thought, well, maybe I'll just take a pendant to Sandy to see if maybe we can help. And she was kind of like on the fence whether to do that, but she decided to take the pendant to the dinner and gave the pendant to Sandy, told her a little bit about her story, gave the pendant to Sandy. She put the pendant on, and within minutes, Sandy changed. And I hope you get a chance to hear Sandy's story. I mean, she went from being in a wheelchair to being able to stand up and get around. And now so many weeks later, Sandy is back in Canada, and she was just on one of our calls. And what I heard her say was, it's so great for her now to be able to do things on her own without other people having to help her. The pendant, all by itself, has helped Sandy to be more of who she really is. So Sandy decided to join us, and now she's sharing the good news in Canada with Melanie. And so, again, trying the pendant out first and getting results. And then there's Lisa. Lisa is a friend of Cheryl's. I also know Lisa. And Lisa heard what happened to Cheryl, and she heard what happened to Lauren. So she wanted to try something out. So we gave her a smart sleeve and a pendant. I believe that she took the smart sleeve and put it on her back. She was having a back issue, put that on her back, and got results and really liked the pendant. So she went back to Arkansas, took the products with her to Arkansas to try it out with her family. They got great results, joined us, became a manager, and now she's sharing the good news about Gia in the same way in Arkansas. Now I could go on. There's a few other people. Annie's sponsor, Deborah. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Deborah because I think this is important. So Annie loves her pendant. She has the heart pendant. And Deborah found out about the pendant, and she wanted to know more. So she came up to me and said, hey, John, I want to buy the pendant. And what I said to Deborah, I said, I'll tell you what, I want you to know the whole story about Gia. So let me lend you a pendant, and I'm going to give you a group of other products that you can try out. And then I'm going to add you to our testimonial page. I'm going to send you a couple of videos because I want you to know the whole story before you make your order. And so I gave her a pendant, a smart sleeve wrist wrap. I gave her iThrive. I also did Operation Hydration. I gave her 2 bottles of water to take home. And she took all of that very happily and was looking forward to try the products. Well, she's a flight attendant, so you can imagine what the pendant did to her. She said she is stronger. At the end of her flight, she has more energy. She has more balance on when she's working. And she just got excited. So long story short, after trying all the products, she decided to join, and she bought her own pendant. She bought smart sleeves, a couple other products, and she also bought an extra pendant so that she could loan the pendant out to people so they could get an experience, and maybe she'd be able to grow her team also. Okay, so I went through this as fast as I can. There are a lot more people that are not on here who became customers, who became they just wanted to buy the products, and so they joined at the 20% level so that they could buy products and continue on to buy products into the future. I just didn't list them. But all of them tried the products out first. This is it. So this is how we've done it with this group. Cheryl has really grabbed a hold of this idea about letting people try the products out. As you can see, it's worked. Now, has every single person that she's tried the products with joined her? No. Some of them, she just got a great story that she could share with on her Facebook page. And some of those people just bought a circle. So not everybody joined. But I would have to say, as you look at this, pretty good results from a team building point of view. And what's great about it now is that down, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is about 6 or 7 levels down from me. And people are now doing it without me. They're actually doing it without Cheryl. Chris just sponsored Krista. And we didn't even find out about it until it was posted that Krista joined the team. And so the key thing is that it's duplicatable. And it's fun. It's easy to do. And it's exciting when someone gets a result. Okay, so one more thing before we go. I wanted to talk to you about the value of a circle, or the value of our products. So there's 2 ways that you can really, well, there's probably more than 2 ways, but I'm going to say there's 2 ways you can introduce our products to someone. So you can do it like I did it with Bill. And what I did was I took a smart circle off my knee and I gave it to Bill and I said, hey, take it home and try it out. That's probably not the best way to do it, to be honest with you. And here's what I'll say. If I would have known that by putting that circle on Bill's arm, that all of this would have happened, and that the future, I mean, you can imagine what the future will look like, as this continues to grow and duplicate and get wider and just more and more people join us, we're getting great results. Had I known that this was going to happen, I probably would have been more serious about the way that I approached Bill about this. I probably would have had a smart circle in a beautiful box, and I probably would have presented him with this box and telling him what the value of the smart circle is. I mean, can you imagine how that one smart circle changed Bill's life? And now that this is growing, this organization is growing, it's likely because of that circle, it's going to change his financial future. And then think about all the other people that have impacted from just that one moment when I shared the circle with Bill. So ever since then, and now that I've seen this, I don't do it that way anymore. I'm much more on purpose when I'm working with someone. I want them to know the value of these products. I want them to know what the possibilities are if they get a result, what it could do for them. Not only that, but if they choose to join us and help us to share the good news, what it might do for them from a second income or even creating financial freedom. So I have a totally different attitude about that. And I want you all to just think about that. Grab a hold of the possibilities. Remember what these products have done for you and what it's done for your life and your family and the value of that. And don't think of it as just a piece of rubber that has some energy to it that only costs about $17, because the value of it is so much more. And if you can express and transfer that feeling of value to the people who are now trying the product out, who are getting that opportunity to see how it works for them, they're going to feel the value of it. And if they feel the same way, they're going to use it. They're going to put it on. They're going to put it to work for them. And I guarantee you, by doing this, you're going to have much better results than just putting a circle on it and letting them go away and having them call you or follow up with them a week from now. I was really, really lucky with Bill that I put a circle on it and it worked for him. Very lucky. But I don't take that chance anymore. I am not going to take that chance. I was lucky once. I don't expect it to happen over and over and over again. So I am on purpose. The value of, well, just look at this group. The value of that circle will grow and grow over the years. I will look back at that moment that Bill put that circle on his shoulder, and I don't know, the value is really priceless. So that's really what I want to do today. I hope this wasn't too long. I hope you stuck with me, because what you see here could happen over and over and over again. Over and over and over again in a warm market. Over and over and over again as you begin to share the products with people and then team up with them to help share the products with others to get a result that we can share on Facebook, that we can help people to join our team. We can help customers to join us. Can you imagine what is going to happen as this begins to be a real exciting way to grow Gia? All right, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me stop this sharing real quick. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm praying that it's not too long. I know sometimes I get a little windy, but I think this is important. And so what I'll say to you is this: try it out. Get a couple products that you could loan to someone. Be on purpose. Meet with them. Do a demonstration. And tell them all we're trying to do is create a story. All we want to do is create a story that we can share with the rest of the world so they can see the value what Gia has to offer them. And oh, by the way, if it works for you, you might have an opportunity to join our team and help us share the good news with others. And who knows what might happen from there. All right, that's it. If you have any questions, get to me. If you have a desire to do something like this, let me know. I would love to help you, because I think as we begin to roll this out, as we start getting success throughout Gia, it's going to light a fire. And it's just up to you and I to make that happen. Hey, thanks for tuning in.